Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today, let's talk about the Jeep Wrangler for a wee bit, as we're hearing a lot of rumors coming down the pike about the next generation of the Wrangler product. Now, the folks over at FCA have already announced that this vehicle is going to get a brand new model. But there's a lot of rumors floating out there that there's going to be some changes, and Sergio Marchionne actually put a squash to some of those changes. A lot of folks were really concerned about the styling. I think they're going to go with more of a standard Wrangler style, just a little bit of updating this machine. But a couple of things are going to change quite drastically. Maybe some things that people probably won't like. One of them being the windscreen. It's actually going to be pushed back quite a bit with a lot more rake to it, which is going to end the fact that this thing could be folded down onto the hood like in last Wrangler products. Now this may make you sad, but this part may restore your faith in the brand. The live rear axles, front and rear, are going to remain. Yes, they're not going to go to four-wheel independent suspension or maybe just front independent suspension. It will still have live front and rear axles. So, you know what? Wrangler folks, rejoice, because this machine is going to stay a little bit more true to its initial roots. Next up on the list, the folks over at Koenigsegg are going to show off a brand new concept at the Geneva Motor Show, and some rumblings are hitting the old internet saying that this vehicle is actually going to be a hybrid, and the hybrid system alone is going to make 700 brake horsepower. That means that if they link it up with their now quite infamous 5-liter twin turbocharged V8, that just in the standard Agera R makes over 1,000 brake horsepower, and in fact in this particular machine, the Koenigsegg 1-to-1 makes 1,300, in fact over 1,300 brake horsepower. That means that this hybrid monster could be, yeah, 2,000 brake horsepower. What a machine. So cannot wait to see what the official news comes out in Geneva. Next up on the list, Mercedes-Benz showing off their brand new Mercedes-Benz Maybach Pullman. This is it's a throwback. Remember the old Mercedes Big? That was a monstrous machine, and this one is too. Now, it's going to be powered by a 6-liter twin turbocharged V12, making 523 brake horsepower and 612 pounds-feet of torque. They're claiming that this thing is going to be able to do 0 to 60 jaunts in just 7 seconds. Now, I'm assuming this vehicle's easily going to weigh in, gosh, 3 tons, maybe 3.5 tons. It's a beast of a vehicle. Talking about top speed, which is probably electronically limited to 155 miles an hour, but you're probably thinking, what's it look like on the inside? This is just the passenger cabin. This is not the driver's compartment, where this vehicle not only could have 2 people whisked away in ultimate luxury. Check it out. Fold up front jump seats. This vehicle could seat 4 people just in the back. Of course, obviously, if you're going to buy a machine like this, you're going to need a driver, because who would want to sit up front, even with that big monstrous V12 in front of you? You're going to want to sit in the back of this machine. Hearing that this vehicle is going to cost $570,000 US, so you better scrape up a bunch of change together as well. Vehicle is going to be shown off at Geneva is this McLaren's brand new McLaren P1 GTR. Now, there's no bones about it. This is not a special edition P1. This is a GTR race car, full blown. This vehicle is 50 millimeters lower than the standard P1, 80 millimeters wider than the standard P1, and 50 kilograms or 110 pounds lighter than the P1. And if you take one peek at the interior, see where a lot of that weight savings, all the creature comforts are gone out of this machine. Only 1 race seat, and it is carbon as well. Not to mention the entire tub and everything that is carbon on the standard P1. They've taken out all the niceties on this particular machine. This is race car through and through. Now, they have lost that electric drivetrain system along with this machine as well, but this vehicle still has that 3.8-liter twin turbocharged V8 making 786 brake horsepower. Hearing rumors around 2.5 seconds, 0 to 60. And the top speed just a touch under 200 miles an hour, which is really brought down by the massive amounts of downforce that this vehicle is going to be able to produce. Cannot wait to see this thing on the race circuit, hopefully coming very soon. The vehicle that's going to be shown off at Geneva is Kia's brand new concept. Now, they teased it a little bit, but then all of a sudden we got full-blown photos of this all over the old internets. And I have to say, this thing is one very awesome looking machine. Now, we don't know anything about this, but if it were me, I'm hoping that it's a rear drive and maybe a big, juicy, normally aspirated V8 up front, 5-liter maybe in displacement, making somewhere around, I don't know, 450, 500 brake horsepower. It is an enthusiast dream. I love this particular machine. Cannot wait to see this thing debut in Geneva. We'll have a whole lot more about this, the brand new Sport Space concept. Aston Martin's going to be showing off a brand new machine. This is the brand new Vantage GT3 Special Edition. Now, much like the P1, this is not a GTR. This is basically a road-going version. Think of it like the Porsche 911 GT3 machine. Now, they have really gone into the weight savings deal way more than that McLaren is. This vehicle is going to be 100 kilograms or 220 pounds lighter than the standard Vantage. Now, it will be powered by a 6-liter, normally aspirated V12 that's making 592 brake horsepower and 460 pounds-feet of torque. Now, obviously, all the lightweight savings, not to mention all the aero effect of this machine, it's going to cost a pretty penny, but Aston has yet to release an official price on this particular machine as of yet, and only 100 of them are going to be built, so it's going to be a rare bird indeed. But we'll keep you in tune when they show this off at Geneva. Last up on the list, the folks over at GTA are teasing a brand new Spaniel that's going to be shown off at the Geneva Motor Show. And I have to say, look at the back end that you can see of this thing. Looks the business. Cannot wait to see this machine. Going to debut at Geneva, and we'll know all about it, hopefully just in a handful of days. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. If you want to jump on over to the Facebook page, the link's down in the show notes. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.